And I killed another battery. Hi everyone, I'm Matt. Welcome to Love's Independent, Wisconsin. About a month ago, I got the Greenworks Pro rototiller 80 volt, and I put this thing through the paces. So let me go put the battery on the charger. We'll come back and we'll talk about the pros and cons of the unit. Okay, so watch the intro. Okay, so I've got the charger going and we'll talk about the battery in just a minute. This thing is an absolute beast. Okay, I have probably run 14 or 15 charges on the battery. Okay, and this thing has been tilling up my entire yard. Okay, you can kind of take a look at some of what's been going on, and we're talking the front yard too. So I have done quite a bit with this machine. Does really good. One of the things, since I am ripping up my yard, you got a lot of roots that you're gonna have to get through, so that makes things a little difficult sometimes. A lot of this I've gone over 2 or 3 times, but you can see here some of the grass, you know, didn't quite get all of it, but you make several passes with it, and it does a really good job. Now, one thing I wanted to show you is when you pull the machine back, okay, there's always this middle row, okay, and the best thing to do if you're doing a big section is when you go back for your next pass, put those 2 left tines right on top of the row and work your way back. And that's how I do it, kind of 2 inches at a time. And I will go back and forth in both directions. Okay, that just adds to the effectiveness of it. This is a section of yard that I've tilled up twice. It's actually in my front yard, but I haven't done anything to it in a couple of weeks. And as you can see, the weeds are starting to come back. So I'll just have to run the tiller over this again. But the ground, it's still pretty easy to break up. So that's good. We've had several inches of rain over the last couple of weeks too. So that's pretty good to see there. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to run it over again. You know, going next to concrete, and it's you know, you don't want to damage the tines, but if you get it close, you'll hear them ding off the concrete. But I'll probably just wind up having to hand dig that stuff up. Now, this is one area of the yard I wanted to show you as well. As I've mentioned, I haven't owned this property very long, but when I came out here and started tilling this area up, I just got tons of thatch. Okay, to the point where I almost didn't do anything to the ground itself. Okay, so I went back through a second time, but as you can see, there's still grass and stuff that I got to get up, but a lot of thatch. Okay, so here's the battery charging. It typically takes about 25 to 30 minutes for full charge. And as far as actual usage, if I'm ripping up grass for the first time, I get about 22 minutes out of a battery. If you're going over ground that's already been broken up, obviously the tiller's going to have to do less work. And there I'm starting to push about 32 minutes on a full charge. Okay, so the battery is very good. I've only had the battery actually overheat once, so it wouldn't charge right away, so I just had to let it cool down. You know, if it's red, that just generally means that the battery's too warm. Another tip on batteries, I used to work for an energy storage company, and I'll tell you this: run the battery out completely before you charge it. Don't run it for 10-15 minutes, throw it on the charger again. Batteries have a finite life cycle. You can only charge them and recharge them so many times. Okay, so to maximize the life of the battery, drain it out completely. Okay, so those are my little tips about the battery. Okay, and one last little thing. You're gonna want to periodically check underneath and clean everything out, okay? Because here's a good example. You're gonna catch some roots, okay? And you'll hear the machine make noises, if especially, you know, this obviously does a better job if the ground's drier. If it's wet, it'll cake in here along the back side, and then the machine will kind of make a running away kind of noise from you, so you know something's wrong there. But just stop every, you know, 5-10 minutes, especially depending on what you're tilling up. You know, if you're tilling up already farmed ground, you're not going to, you know, have as many big roots and things like that. I'm having to deal with trees and whatnot, but everything's staying the way it's supposed to. Felt washers are still looking good. I mean, realistically, I've probably put at least 5 to 6 hours of operation on this machine. So is it as powerful as a gas machine? No, but it serves its purpose very well. Okay, and especially with the rising price in gas, yeah, you'll do pretty good with an electric machine. Okay, so that's it. That's my follow-up video. I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe. I've got more projects coming, and as you can see, the garden's actually starting to take shape. So it's time to start getting some stuff in the ground. But anyways, focus on being less dependent. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.